Good morning, High Button sports fans. Welcome inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for Maritime Major Girls hockey action between the visiting Greenfoot Capitals and the home team Cape Breton Lynx. Starting in goal for the Greenfoot Capitals, number 29, Liliana Oliveira, and getting the nod once again in net for the Cape Breton Lynx, number 37, Abby Jessam. And we're just waiting now as the referees make some last-minute repairs to the Lynx goal. These two teams met here last night in what was very much an entertaining game. Back and forth, these two teams went last night. Cape Breton holding on to a couple of leads. And ultimately it was a big push by the Greenfoot Capitals in the third period. They were able to come back and steal the victory here in Member 2. Still working on the net. Looks like they're actually gonna possibly change it out. And they will. Not able to sew it back together. So the Greenfoot Capitals, again, they come in here last night. They take the victory in what was a penalty-filled event. Push their record now to 6-3. And with the loss, the Lynx record now drops to 4-5. Pretty much what we expected from these teams last night. Two very evenly matched teams. And it certainly showed last night. It was a back and forth affair. Have every reason to believe that's the type of game we'll be in for here this morning. Net is swapped out. We'll get it onto its pegs, and we will get this started. Linesmen have one last look at the net. Everything looks to be good. And we will get lined up here for the opening face-off. Caps control off the draw. Not quite to the red line. And icing will be the call early on here in this one. Avery McNeil in to take the draw now for the Lynx. And it'll go down low. Battling out front, Oliveira jumps on top of that and will take another whistle when another face-off coming deep in Capitals territory. Carly Beaton in to take the draw for the Capitals as they try and win this and clear the zone. Lynx control off the face-off up top. Vickers, her shot, turned aside into the corner. McNeil, first one on it, plays it out front, trying to find LaWand. But the Caps get control now. Kelly. She's met by a couple black shirts, not able to clear the zone. LaWand chips it in deep. Julia Brown down to get it. Rims it around. Morrell jumps off the line. Keep that play alive. Caps still not able to get it out of their zone as the good forecheck here from the Lynx, but now with a couple of side steps. Kelly able to get it out for Prince. She waits up as help coming as he started a line change. Now the Caps. Shot on goal. Abby Jessam with her first save of the morning. Jodry in to take the draw now against Cassie Cremo. Caps control off the draw. Prince circles it into the corner up top for Jodry. Her shot just goes wide. Caps trying to start a cycle game, but interrupted there. Shot thrown on net. Jessam kicks that aside for McClellan. Another battle in the corner now. Cremo plays that one ahead. Perouche can't get that out. And the Lynx will try once again to get out of their zone. They'll clear the zone, not far enough as the Caps will throw it right back in deep. McClellan back to get it. Up the wall, interrupted there by Dowling. Now McEachern ahead once again for Perouche. Payne, shot offside. Just a step offside were the Caps. Marley Payne, goal scorer last night, got things rolling for the Greenfoot Capitals. Caps win the draw. Payne dumps it in deep. McHenry's on the chase for it now for the Caps. LaPierre closes in on Angioni. Gets that free. Ashbridge, her shot goes wide. Andrews can't get it out. It's kept in at the line by Payne. So the Lynx will reverse course. Angioni tries to chip that ahead, and she'll get it up for Austin. Layla Austin, her pass intercepted. But now Angioni will get that and throw it in deep. Austin, first one on it there for the Lynx in behind the net. Thrown up top, Vickers. Tries to hold the line, but the Caps do clear the zone. And now Morrell. Watched very closely there by Driscoll. But the Lynx will get it out. 3-on-2 now. McNeil takes a wide turn, just enough to put her teammates off sides. And the face-off will come just outside the Caps zone. McNeil and Kearney line up for the face-off. Scramble draw, the Caps come away with it. Driscoll with a burst of speed through the neutral zone over the blue line. Steps around Morrell, now Driscoll in behind the net. Taking on Jade Vickers one-on-one. She'll chip it down low for Kearney. Still battling down low. Caps play it up top now for Wilkie. Her shot doesn't get through the bodies in front of Jessam. Into the corner it goes once again. Brown, head for Lawan. Back to Brown. 1-on-2. Julia Brown steps around. Loses the handle at the last second. And Olivier will jump on that and take the face-off. Face-off to the left of Oliviera. Cassie Cremo in to take the draw for the Lynx, but the Caps will control. Leslie, her pass doesn't hit the spot, but still gets out. Now Kelly winds up, loses the handle. Walter there to help out. Beaton. Cross ice feed now for O'Dane. She'll throw it in front. Nobody there off a skate. It bounces into the high slot. Luckily for the Lynx, no Caps players were there to grab it. Cremo chips it in deep. McEachern hot on it, but beaten on the good back check, able to rim it around. But McLean throws it in. McEachern lifts a stick down low. It's up top for McClellan. She'll just chip it in down low once again. Austin in it now. Layla Austin trying to shake off her check. And behind the net, it goes. Andrews tries to jam it out front. Oliveira jumps on that, and we'll take another face-off. Good ozone pressure here to start for the Cape Breton Lynx. Caps once again control off the draw. Driscoll. She'll pick it up on the half wall and skate it through the neutral zone. Ahead for Kearney. She loses the handle, but it's not out. LaPierre keeps that in. Thrown down low. Gabriel ahead for Austin. She tries to feed Andrews, but that play broken up by Payne. Gabriel up the wall for Angioni. She can't get it out. Again, the Caps able to keep that in at the blue line. Power circles the back of the net. Throws it up top now for LaPierre. She'll try and get it through, but hits a Lynx skate, and here they come, and it's Angioni. 1-on-3. Knocked off her stick in behind the net. Now it's Andrews. And for Angioni out front. Off a Caps player. No danger there. McNeil tries to throw that on net. Doesn't get enough on it. And Oliveira will stand on that, and we'll take another face-off. Face-off coming up to the left of Oliveira. Avery McNeil in to take the draw for the Lynx. She'll win that one. Brown trying to work it down in behind the net now for the Lynx. McNeil in to lend her a hand, but the Caps control it. Not out. Vickers keeps that in at the blue line. Thrown down low now. Brown can't try a jam play on the side of the net. Now Jodry. Hard back check by Lawan, and the Lynx regain control. Vickers winds her way through the neutral zone. Jade Vickers throws it out front, and the Caps able to clear that. Ashbridge now with Dowling. 2-on-1 developing. Over for Dowling. Shot. No. Deflects off the stick of Dowling. Up top, Walter throws it back down low. Dowling up top for Walter. Down low for McHenry. Vickers watches her, and it's thrown back up for Walter. Shot just wide of the goal. Ashbridge down low for Dowling. Dowling works her way to the front of the net. Saved there by Jessom. Now the Caps starting to gain ozone time on till Olivia Morel was able to clear the zone. Now the Caps throw it right back in down low, and they'll start a change. McNeil. Watched closely by 3 Caps players. And the Lynx once again having a little bit of trouble getting out of their own zone. McLean will try to reverse course over for Brown. Brown watched closely there by the Caps, and the Caps once again kept the play alive in the offensive zone and throw it in deep. LaPierre rims it around the boards. McLean there trying to be first on it. Lynx hemmed in here now as the pressure is mounting on the aggressive forecheck by the Capitals. Lynx once again unable to clear the zone. Shot on goal, kicked aside by Jessup. Now the Lynx will get it out. Down into Caps territory. Thrown up. This one will go all the way for icing. After some extended play in the Lynx zone, they are able to get it out, and the Caps will ice it, and the Lynx will gladly take an offensive zone draw. Battle along the boards now. Comes free. Caps control, chipped off the boards, and here's Kearney. Kearney's shot saved Jessup. Cremo tries to chip it out, but Jessica Parsons there to throw it right back in down low. Kearney first on it for the Caps. Fans on it trying to throw it out in front, but it lands right back on her stick. Kearney's shot off the post in behind the net. Caps forecheck aggressive once more as they again start to mount the zone time. Thrown out front, kept alive by Harland. Back up the boards now for Wilkie. Wilkie sidesteps Perouche, tries to throw it back down low, and Driscoll is there to recover it for the Caps. Caps trying the cycle game now. Not able to get through. Wilkie keeps it alive. Walter down low for Driscoll. Back up top for Walter. She'll fire it off the side of the goal. Lynx once again under pressure here in their own zone. Now they'll get it out. But Leslie cleans it up in the neutral zone and fires it right back in Lynx territory. Gabriel watched closely there by a couple of Capitals players, and they'll come away with it. Left out front, scramble play in front. Puck still loose. Jessup trying to find it. And we'll have our first penalty coming up here, and it will be going against the Cape Breton Lynx once they touch up. After some furious action in the Lynx zone. Rylan Gabriel will take a holding call, and the Greenfoot Capitals will go to the first power play of the morning. Penalty-filled event last night, like we talked about. 3 power play goals between these two teams, and the Caps will try their luck on the first power play of the day. Driscoll on the half wall. Works it up top. Waits for her options to open up. Now throws it down low for Parsons. Jessica Parsons saucers it back over. Shot coming in. That's just wide. Leslie didn't miss by much there. Now Kearney picks it up in the corner. Circles off the wall. Shot. That goes wide of the net, and it will have enough to clear the zone. Caps have the touch up now. Kearney walks it in. Leaves it there for Parsons. Up top for Wilkie, down for Driscoll. Driscoll watched closely there by Vickers. Able to disrupt that play. But Driscoll gets it back now for the Caps. Spins off Vickers. Throws it up top just out of the reach of Josie Leslie. And the Caps once again will have to touch up. That's up and out of play. And the face-off will come outside the Lynx territory. 45 seconds left in the power play for the Caps. Cremo tries to get a step, loses her footing, but is able to get an offensive zone draw here for the Lynx. Cremo wins a draw cleanly back to McClellan. She'll rim it around the boards. Carly Beaton weaves her way. Head for Jodry. Caps once again have to regroup in the neutral zone. Payne. "12 seconds now left on the power play. Caps still in control in the O zone. Over for Payne. Her shot. Save Jessom, kicks that aside. Penalty over, teams now back to even strength. McClellan with it. Fans on trying to get it out. It'll end up right back on her stick. She'll reverse course back for McLean. Mary McLean. Lead pass ahead for Cremo. Cremo steps around her man and scores. Mary McLean with the heads-up pass finds Cremo in behind the Caps defenders. And Cassie Cremo with a beautiful move around one defender and then roofs it high glove side. And the Lynx strike first. Asbridge tries to throw it through the middle of the ice. Shot Jessom turns that aside. Gabriel tries to reverse it. Caps there. Back up top for Wilkie. She'll chip it off the boards down low. Caps coming back in again. Austin. Good stick there to disrupt that play. McEachran. Chases down Wilkie. She'll throw it. Now it's on the stick of Layla Austin. Her shot. That doesn't miss by much. Now Morrell. Olivia Morrell jumps in off the line. Andrews throws it back down low. Here comes Dowling. She'll chip that in, and the Caps will start a change. Trying to go out front, kick save by Jessom. The Lynx are able to clear it out, not far enough for icing. Thrown up the middle there, broken up by McNeil. Up top, McClellan. She'll try to throw it on net, hits a couple bodies and lands in the corner. Angione, first one on it there for the Lynx. She loses the handle. Here come the Caps, led by Kelly, 3-on-2. Kelly cuts to the middle of the ice. Has the puck knocked off her stick. McClellan. Over for Angione. Down in the corner, rims it around. McClellan plays it back for Lawand. Now it's back deep in Lynx territory. Kearney feeds it over for Parsons. That's blocked. And McClellan will lift that one up and out of play. .4:10 to go in the first period. Cape Breton striking first in this one on a beautiful goal by Cassie Cremo. Lawand. That's thrown on net. into the glove of Oliveira, and she will hold on for the face-off. Face-off to the right of the Caps goalie. Caps come away with it. Driscoll walks over the blue line. Pulls up, shoots. Blocker save there by Jessom. Now Gabriel. Lead pass for Cremo. Thrown down low. Cassie Cremo now. Throws it out front. Good kick save there by Oliveira. Julia Brown closes down the wall. Now thrown cross corner. Madison McEachern. Here's Austin. Leaves it there for Morrell. Thrown out front. McEachern couldn't get herself turned around quick enough to get that in. Vickers, her shot off a shin pad onto the stick of Morrell. Now the Caps will clear it out. Layla Austin. Here's Vickers now. Walks in over the line. Her shot. Rebound there. Sydney Power able to skate it out now for the Caps. Chips it off the boards. Icing is the call. The Caps coach now is saying the ahead linesman waved it off. He's wanting the face-off to come at center ice. Instead, it will come back into Caps territory. And the Caps are able to clear it out. Power tries to throw that out front. Not able to make it. McLean will reverse course. But the Lynx, they were able to chip it out into the neutral zone. Angione gives chase. Now Dowling. She tries to get it in deep. Not able to do so. Lynx try to get it out, but once again, Haley Dowling is there to disrupt that play. Good stick there once again by Dowling, keeping the play alive in the offensive zone. Lynx now are able to get it out. Cremo in a foot race with Leslie. Leslie will win that one. Stops up, rims it around for Dowling. She can't handle that. And it ends up out of the zone. Morrell walks over the blue line. Olivia Morrell looks at her options. That one deflects just a little wide. Played down low. Here's Brown. Good read by Vickers there, but the Caps come away with it and they'll skate it out of the zone. Asbridge rims it down low. Beaton loses the handle, ends up there. Up and out of play. 29 seconds to go in the first period. Cape Breton Lynx with a 1-0 lead and also currently leading in the shot department 9-7. Face off coming to the left of Abby Jessom, and it's won back by the Caps. Shot doesn't get through. Austin plays that ahead. Caps once again will get it out. 15 seconds now to go in the first period. McClellan finds McEachern. Throws that on net. And the Caps will take the face-off deep in their own zone with 6 seconds now left in the first period. Layla Austin in for the Lynx. Carly Beaton in for the Caps to take this draw. Caps get their personnel situated. And Caps will win it, try to skate it out. And that will do it. After 20 minutes of play, the Cape Breton Lynx with a 1-0 lead over the Greenfoot Capitals. We will be back with second period action after this brief intermission. Welcome back inside the number 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for second period action here between the Greenfoot Capitals and the Cape Breton Lynx. After 20 minutes of play, the Cape Breton Lynx hold on to a 1-0 lead over the Caps on a goal by Cassie Cremo. Second period underway, and the Lynx bring it into the Cap zone. Angioni takes a shot. That whistle's just wide, and it's going to get out of the zone. And Kearney now trying to break free, and will actually get a penalty call out of this. It will go against the Lynx. It will be. No, pardon me. It will not go against the Lynx. It will go against the Caps, and it will be Aislinn Kearney. 2 minutes for hooking. And the Lynx power play will get their first look of the day. Lynx control off the draw. Angioni, her shot. And that's gobbled up there by Holland. Our apologies on the goalie's last name during that first period. We were corrected in the intermission. Holland with the save. And we'll take the face-off to her left. Cremo. Not able to win that, but now a scramble along the boards, and the Lynx do control it once more. Vickers jumps in off the line. Gabriel shot, scores! Rylan Gabriel with a seeing-eye shot from the blue line, and it just goes under the glove of Holland. And that's a power play marker for the Lynx. They've now opened up a 2-0 lead here against the Capitals. Driscoll loses it along the wall, but Payne is there to keep it alive. Kearney out of the box. Circles behind the net. Up top. Now it's over for Payne. Down low for Driscoll. Throws it out front for Kearney. She just loses the handle on the one-timer there. Lowand skates it out of the zone. Aggressive check there from Parsons. Able to keep that puck in. Now it's Driscoll. Throws it out front. Driscoll. Too many black shirts there in front of Jessup, but now the Caps regain control. Driscoll shot. That one just misses on the far side. Kept still in play there now by the Caps. Lynx now control Lawon, trying to find Brown. Brown is chased down there by Wilkie. She'll play it ahead. Now here's Prince. Throws it out front, trying to find McHenry. Now McHenry will be the first one there into the corner. Tries to start a cycle, but it's broken up there by McLean. Aggressive forecheck here from the Greenfoot Capitals. They're able to regain control in the offensive zone. Rimmed around, but it skips over the stick of Wilkie back into the neutral zone. But the Caps fire it right back in. Rims around the boards. Now McClellan. It's watched closely there by Jodry. Caps looking for something here. Shot turned aside by Jessup. McLean throws it up, and it'll hop over the stick of Harland. But she'll fire it right back in, but the Caps have the touch up, giving the Lynx a little bit more time to get out of the zone. McLean spins off. McHenry Loses it there to Cremo. Ashbridge loses an edge, goes down into the boards, but puck still now in Lynx territory. McClellan. Lead pass there, trying to find McEachern. Icing will be the call. And the face-off will come back in Lynx territory. Carly Beaton coming in to take the draw now for the Caps. Scramble draw, but the Lynx will come away with it now. Turned over at the blue line. Lost in the feet. Now Kelly knocks it off Vickers' stick. Lynx will once again get it out now. Perouche. Knocked off the puck there by Leslie. They rim it around, but Jade Vickers keeps it alive at the line for the Lynx. Rimmed back around. Angione, first one on it for the Lynx. But now Carly Beaton will skate it out to the neutral zone. Steps around Vickers, Beaton in all alone with Jessam. Shot. Jessam turns that one aside. Dangerous opportunity there for the Caps. It's Carly Beaton. Comes ever so close to cutting the lead in half. Now Austin, Layla Austin to the outside. That shot misses on the short side, but Lawand is there to keep it alive. But now the Caps chip it out. And the bobbling puck, just enough at the blue line to cause the Caps to go offside. Face off just outside the Cape Breton Lynx zone. Caps throw it right back down. Lynx will get it right back out. Now Lawand walks over the line, loses the handle, goes into the corner. Thrown down low. Now Holland intercepts that pass, jumps on that, and will take the face off. Face off coming up to the left of Holland. Cremo will face off against Jodry, and the Lynx control off the face off. McGinnis chips it down low. Cremo tries to play it back up for Gabriel. It will get there, but it's off a Cap skate into the corner. McEachern rims it down low. Perouche there to keep it alive. Now McEachern in a battle down below the goal line. Puck comes free. Madison McEachern will regain control for the Lynx. Now the Caps will get it out. Jodry chips that in behind the Lynx defense, and McHenry will start a forecheck. McHenry has it knocked off of her stick. Lynx will now chip it out into the neutral zone, but it's turned right around. And here come the Caps once again. Zara Prince over for Jodry. Shot. That's tipped just over the sprawling glove of Abby Jessam. Leslie back to get it now for the Caps. Circles her own net. Goes through the neutral zone. Leslie throws it out front, trying to find Dowling, but she was just half a step behind. Lynx get it out of the zone now. Angione. Aggressive back check there by Dowling, able to separate her from the puck. And the Caps will once again control and try and get it out of their own zone. But Layla Austin, first one on it there for the Lynx, keeping that play alive down below the goal line. Andrews tries to step out front. Penalty upcoming. It will go against the Caps. And it will go against Josie Leslie. Body contact is the call. And the Lynx, who are 1 for 1 on the power play, will get their second opportunity of the game. Leslie is a broken stick on the play. So we'll get her another stick before we get started here. Lynx win the draw. Gabriel up top, down low for Vickers. Over for Angioni. Her shot saved by Holland. Good puck movement there by this power play unit for the Lynx. As they're able to set up Angioni at the top of the circle there, but good save by Holland coming across crease. Now the Caps able to clear the zone. Caps interrupt that play in the neutral zone, and they'll throw it right back in deep. Gabriel watched closely there on the aggressive forecheck. Now Cremo. She loses the handle coming in over the line, and the Caps will once again get it out of the zone. Angioni winds up in the neutral zone. Gets over the blue line and stops up. Cross ice pass there for McNeil. Throws it down low for Cremo. Throws it out front. Nobody there for the Lynx, and the Caps will once again dump it out of the zone. McGinnis skates at the length of the ice, gains the offensive zone. Rubbed out along the boards there by Harland. McClellan is down there to help out. Now Kearney plays it ahead for Driscoll. 2-on-1 chance here on shorthanded for the Caps. Driscoll's shot tipped up and over the glass. 20 seconds left now in the Lynx power play. Austin knocked off her stick into the corner. Layla Austin right back on it. Lynx in the middle of a change. Sharp angle shot there from McEachran. Penalty over, teams back to even strength. Holland will grab that one and take the face off. .10:55 to go here in the second period. Cape Breton Lynx with a 2-0 lead over the Greenfield Capitals. Shots on goal now favoring the Cape Breton Lynx, 13-9. But here come the Caps. Carly Beaton over the line, cuts to the net, tries to cut in. Abby Jessam shuts the door once more. Good burst of speed shown there by Carly Beaton. She's able to drive her way towards the net. Caps control off the draw. Leslie down low for Beaton. She loses the handle, but help comes in the form there of Kelly. They'll go the other way. Now up top for Walter. She almost loses the handle, but she's able to throw that back in deep. Lynx now. Perush plays that ahead, but it's broken up there by the stick of Leslie. Vickers Throw that right back in. The Lynx will start a change. Reverse play. Now it gets out into the neutral zone. Here comes McHenry with a burst of speed, and she will draw the penalty. Holding will be the call. Olivia Morel will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for holding. As Eleanor McHenry almost had a step, displaying another good burst of speed right there. Morel, no choice but to take the penalty on that one. Lynx now aggressively get the puck back out, but now here comes Sydney Power right back in. Leaves it for Prince. Her shot just up and over the crossbar. Right back into the corner. Chipped into the other corner. Caps still in control. Prince, top for Leslie. Over for Walter. Shot just wide. Comes around, but Josie Leslie there to keep it alive. Leslie fans on the shot, but it ends up on the stick of Prince. Kicked aside by Jessam. Wilkie keeps the play alive, tries to play that puck back for Leslie, but it goes underneath her skate and out of the zone. But here come the Caps once more. Kearney loses the handle on it, and Austin is there. Austin now with a step, short-handed. Layla Austin. Big save there by Holland. 42 seconds left now in the Caps power play. Leslie leaves it there for Driscoll. 30 seconds now in the power play as Driscoll works it up into the offensive zone. Circles around the net, throws it out front. No one there for the Caps, so the Lynx will easily send it right back down the ice. 10 seconds now in the power play. Caps, one last try. Teams now back to even strength. Still down deep in the zone are the Caps. Parsons walks it up the half wall, moves into the middle of the ice. Throws it down low. McClellan reads that play nicely. But Power back with it now. Tries to throw it out front. It hits a couple sticks. Now it's in the corner. McHenry has it knocked off her stick. And the Lynx will control. McEachern skates it out, leaves it there. McNeil overskates the puck. Here comes McHenry. Another burst of speed. She'll just chip it in and give chase. McHenry picks it up once again. But again, knocked off her stick. Dowling chips that in. Payne gives chase. It's rimmed around, and now the Lynx will try to get it out of the zone, and they will do just that. No team able to get any sustained pressure right now. It's a lot of just one and done in the zones. Now the Lynx skate it through the neutral zone. Penalty upcoming once more. This will go against the Caps. It will be Charlotte O'Dane for the body contact. Lynx go back to the power play. Lynx. Gabriel shot. That's saved there by Holland. Gabriel over for Angioni. Circles back up top now for Gabriel. Her shot doesn't quite get through traffic, and the Caps are able to clear the zone. Lynx regroup. Gabriel. Lead pass for Angioni. Enters the zone. Lynx in the middle of a change. Now McGinnis. Back for Angioni. She'll throw it on net. Gets through the crowd and hits the post. 45 seconds left now in the Lynx power play. Angioni. Her shot. Whistles just wide. Caps are able to clear it out of the zone. Not far enough. Austin almost gives it away there. .15 seconds left now in the power play. McEachran will start it north for the Lynx. Austin separated from the puck. The Caps will clear it down one last time as teams now back to even strength. Austin wheels through the neutral zone. Hops over the skate of the Lynx player, and now Vickers, watched closely by a couple Caps players. She plays it right up to Austin. It's knocked off her stick, and here they come again. Ashbridge cuts to the middle of the ice. Ashbridge shot. That one just over the top of the net of Jessom. Caps still with it now. Driscoll weaves her way to the top of the circles. Her shot just goes wide. Ashbridge is the first one on it. Shot again. Goes just wide, not able to make it its way to the net. Caps now with some good offensive zone pressure. Ashbridge up top for Payne. Payne will take a shot. Jessom sees that at the last second, but rebound is loose, and it's put home by Haley Dowling. A hard shot by Payne. Jessom not able to corral that one. And Haley Dowling finds the loose puck at the side of the net and buries it in an empty cage. And the Greenfoot Capitals have cut the lead in half. After a good zone time and pressure mounting for the Caps, they do get rewarded with a goal. Here come the Caps again. Have the Lynx hemmed in their own zone here once more. Rimmed around the boards. Lynx finally able to get it out. This one will go the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. Good pressure here in this period from the Caps. They down by 1, but they do now lead in the shot category, out shooting the Lynx by a total of 15-14. Lead pass there. Driscoll was on a line change. But another icing call against the Caps. And the face-off will come back into their territory. 1:50 now to play here in the second period. Lynx still clinging to a 1-goal lead. Off the draw, and Joni able to get the shot off, but that's grabbed by Holland. McHenry and Austin line up for the faceoff. Caps now trying to get it out of their own zone. Played up the boards. McHenry tries to pick it up in stride, but hits some snow and she has to stop up. But now she regains control, plays it back up top. That shot just goes wide. Leslie pinches off the line, and Walter keeps it alive. McHenry, her shot blocked on its way to the net by Austin. Back up top now for Leslie. Nice little pass through. That one's actually going to sneak in past Jessom. And Eleanor McHenry is going to lead the line back to the bench. And a great heads-up play on the blue line there by Josie Leslie. Finds the stick in front. And it's a tip play that Jessom has a problem bobbling. And once again, a loose puck in front of Jessom, and the Caps, opportunistic, have tied this game up. Last minute here in the second. Caps have stormed back into this one, and we're now in a tie hockey game once again. This is what we expected out of these two teams. We saw it last night. We are seeing it here once again today. Two very evenly matched teams. Now 10 seconds in the second period. Puck lands on the back of the net, but time runs out. After 40 minutes of play, we are deadlocked at 2, and both teams with 16 shots apiece. Buckle up, we're in for an entertaining third period. We'll be back right after this brief intermission. Welcome back inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set now for third period action between the Cape Breton Lynx and the Greenfoot Capitals. After 40 minutes of play, these two teams deadlocked 2 apiece on the scoreboard and 16-16 in the shot category. Caps pressing hard first here. There's Abby Jessam comes up with that save. And we'll take the face-off deep in Lynx territory. Caps control off the draw. Behind the net now, McGinnis changes course. It's knocked off her stick. Thrown across now. Wilkie almost thought she was free. However, she had a couple teammates still in the zone. And that will put the Caps just offside. Face off outside the Lynx zone. And Cape Breton win the draw. Vickers not able to get out now. Kearney will lose the handle on it. And once again, the Caps have to touch up in the neutral zone. Here's Kearney. Knocked off of her stick. Chipped ahead now. Cremo in a foot race with Walter. Walter wins that. Chips it. D-to-D pass over there for Leslie. Vickers comes off the line to keep that play in. Caps skated up the ice. Leslie leaves it for Driscoll. Driscoll walks in, shoots, scores. Ella Driscoll walking in, cuts to the middle of the ice into that prime scoring area and makes no mistake as she rips it under the blocker of Abby Jessam. And similar storyline to last night. The Caps were playing catch-up most of that game last night. Similar to this morning, but now they have opened up a lead. Now here's Kelly looking for some insurance. That's thrown in front. Top, LaPierre. Switch off at the blue line. And they're able to get it out. Not far enough. Caps will throw it right back in. Here's Beaton. Steps around her man. Payne pinches in off the line. LaPierre skates it all over the blue line, so the Caps have to touch up, but they're in the middle of a line change anyways. Here's Andrews, takes a body contact right there. That will put the Lynx right back on the power play. Body contact is the call. It will go against Marley Payne. And the Lynx with a prime opportunity here to get back into this one. Tries to throw that out front. Now it ends up on the top of the line. Over for Angione. She loses it in her skates, but throws it back up top for Gabriel. Down for Vickers. Vickers, she loses the handle, and now the Caps come away with it. Short-handed, Dowling. Rims it around behind the boards. And just like that, the power play is over for the Lynx as Riley Gabriel is going to get the gate. Holding will be the call. So now we will play 4-on-4 for a minute 33. Thrown out front, Jessom kicks that one. Prime scoring chance there for Prince. As Jessom with her biggest save of the game so far. Prince on the half wall with it now. Caps in full control right now. Walter, watched very closely by Angioni. That shot off a shin pad. Cremo tries to get a step now. Cremo, burst of speed, trying to cut to the front of the net. She gets taken down. No arms go up, and the puck will land under Holland's glove. And the Lynx will take an offensive zone faceoff. .49 seconds to go now in the 4-on-4. Before the Caps will go to a brief power play. Another face-off coming up to the left of Liliana Holland. Draw one by the Lynx. Neal, or McLean, sorry, just fans on that one. Holland will again fall on top of that and take the face-off. Caps control off the draw. Wilkie watched closely there by Lawand. Cross ice pass. Now Kearney steps over the red line, now over the blue line, and enters the Lynx territory. Chips it to herself. Ends up top to Harlan. She'll pass it over for Wilkie. Her shot doesn't make it through. But down low there is Driscoll. 22-second power play now for the Caps as their penalty has expired. Kearney throws it out front. Too many bodies in front, and now Lawand able to clear that down. 10 seconds left on this very brief Capitals power play, but Parsons brings it into the zone and cuts back looking for her options. Cuts to the middle of the ice. She gets a path. Throws that on net. Jessom kicks that aside. Scrambly in front of Jessom right now. Teams back to even strength. Played up top. Payne not able to get it in deep. And the Lynx will get it out. Brown throws that in. Now chip play out, 2-on-1 here for the Caps. Kearney and Power. Good stick there by Morrell, able to break that play up. But hard on the back check there, Parsons. But now Vickers, she'll start it back up the ice for the Lynx. Tries to throw that out front, but it's off the skate of McHenry. Good gap right there by McGinnis. Puck ends up in front of the net. McHenry almost able to slide that one underneath the blocker of Jessom. Chipped out. Icing will be the call. .14:04 to go here in the third period. The Greenfoot Capitals, down by 2 at one point, have clawed their way back into this one and now lead 3-2. Rimmed around, Angioni not able to get there, so Walter will fire it right back in behind the Lynx goal. Vickers steps out from behind the net. She'll start to skate it through the neutral zone. Stopped up at the blue line. Just enough to put teammates offside, so the Lynx will have the touch up. O'Dane skates it through. Enters Cape Breton zone. Takes a shot from a tough angle. Jessom steers that one into the corner. Perouche knocks that into the neutral zone. And the Greenfoot Caps will regroup. Played ahead now. Brown trying to race with it there with Wilkie, or Harlan, pardon me. Puck ends up under Holland. And the Lynx will take an offensive zone face-off. Lynx looking for the equalizer here. Avery McNeil in to take the draw against Eleanor McHenry. Scramble draw, and the Caps come away with it. Now they'll chip it out. Gabriel watched closely there by Ashbridge. Gabriel loses an edge, goes hard into the boards, puck free. Lynx able now to get it out of the zone. But here come the Caps right back in. Rimmed around the boards, not out. Kept in there by Payne. Throws it back down into the corner. Thrown out front. Jessom looking for it in front. Puck still loose. And they're able to get it out. Brown throws that one in deep. Icing is waved off. Vickers tries to muscle her way around. LaPierre, Vickers scores! Jade Vickers steps over the blue line, drops the shoulder, goes hard to the net, and roofs one up and over the shoulder of Holland. And the Lynx have come back and tied this one in the third. Icing now the call, as Vickers off the bench picks the puck up in the neutral zone. And again, just drops that shoulder, muscles her way to the front of the net, and scores a beauty to tie this game up. Here's Vickers once again. Upended now, leaves it there for Angioni. Her shot deflects off Holland's stick up and out of play. 11:27 to go here. And again, what else were we going to expect between these two evenly matched teams? Entertaining hockey, back and forth they go here this morning in Member 2. No team ready to give up an inch just yet. Holland leaves it there for Leslie. Now Power tries to skate it out, but she's met there by Morrell. Leslie will pick it right back up, and the Caps will throw it in deep. Lawan can't get past Kearney, and the Lynx once again have to retreat into their own zone. Now it's out one-on-one. Hillary Lawand tries to step around Ellie Harlan, but Harlan stands her up. And pushes the Lynx to the outside once again. McClellan, her shot. Kicked aside by Holland. Into the corner now. Driscoll tries to skate it out, but she can't. Now here's a 2-on-1 for the Caps. Back checking now. Good job back checking by the Lynx. Able to clear up those zones. Keep that puck to the outside. Now the Lynx. Some tired players there, so McClellan recognizes that and will try to dump it in, but instead dumps it into the Caps bench. Face-off coming outside the Lynx zone. Broken up there by Breton. But the Lynx able to get control, get to the red line when Perouche throws that in. McEachern first on it. Down low for Cremo. Knocked off her stick. And the Caps stood up at the blue line. The Lynx throw it right back in. Cremo throws that in deep. Lynx get a wholesale change. Morrell reads that play nicely. And Layla Austin tries to cut into the middle. Layla Austin, her shot. That's blocked off the shin pads of Payne. In behind the goal it goes. Caps regain control now. They'll get it out. O'Dane, she'll throw that in deep. Now the Caps will get a wholesale line change as the shifts are getting ever shorter here now as we're under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Both teams wanting those fresh skaters on the ice, try and break this deadlock. Cross ice feed from Austin gets broken up, but Lynx push it right back out into the neutral zone. Asbridge. Her cross ice feed is broken up there by Brown. But she can't get it out of the zone as the Caps keep it into the Lynx territory. Puck comes free. Jessam finds that one and grabs that out of midair. .7:58 to go here in the third period. These teams are deadlocked at 3 apiece. Wand able to chip it out of the zone, so the Caps have to touch up. Lawan picks it up once again. McHenry tracks her down, but Lawan spins off her, leaves it for McLean. Her shot goes wide. Now McNeil will try the rebound shot, but Holland will grab that one out of the air. Offensive face-off coming up here for the Lynx. Cremo and McHenry line up for the draw. Draw ends up down the corner. Up the wall. Cremo able to keep the play alive in the offensive zone. Perouche tries to throw that out front. Tips a stick, ends up back in the corner. McLean tip pass there. Good vision there by Miriam McLean, trying to find in the back door, I believe, was Madison McEachern. Great heads-up play also there by Cassie Cremo, letting it go between her legs, as, again, recognizing that her teammate is on the back door, but just bobbled at the last second. Now here come the Caps. Stood up at the blue line, and the Caps will go offside. Brown tries to find it. Miscommunication by the Caps in front of their own net. But now the Caps able to collapse in front of their goalie and keep that puck out. Played ahead. Over for Kearney. Kearney steps over. Puck knocked off her stick. Now Lewan trying to find McNeil. They don't connect, and the Caps turn it up ice once again. Parsons walks over the line. Cross ice feed trying to find Driscoll. In behind now for .602 to play in this tightly contested game. Lynx win the draw, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Carly Beaton steps over the line. Her shot, Jessam bobbles it in front of her. Caps still control it now. Jessam finds that one in midair. And she'll hold on now for another face-off. Game's starting to feel like next goal wins. There hasn't been grade A scoring chances now for a couple of minutes as teams starting to tighten it up in their own zone. Austin plays it out. Bobbled there. Angione is on it. Angione. Hard back check there by Carly Beaton, able to break that play up. Up the boards, not out. Vickers throws it down the wall. Austin back up top now for Vickers. She'll try the shot, but Fan on it. Her shot gets it through now, but that misses the net. Morrell steps off the line and keeps the play alive in the offensive zone. Thrown out front, hits a skate. Not able to go through. Holland will tip that into the corner. Now the Caps will ice the puck. .445 left to play here in the third period. Cape Breton Lynx now with an offensive zone draw. Cassie Cremo and Carly Beaton line up for the draw. And the Caps will control. Wilkie reverses it now for Kelly. She'll try and reverse it once more. Steps on the stick of McEachern. No penalty called. Now it's played back out into the neutral zone. Cremo has the puck jump over her stick. McEachern throws it out front. Tipped over the stick and into the corner. Caps. Now they'll get it out. Dowling steps over the blue line. Chips it in deep to the corner, and she'll give chase herself. Wilkie steps off the blue line, knocked off her stick, but Harland is there to get it. Trying to find Dowling on the side of the net for a tip. They don't connect now. Thrown out front, Gabriel. Head for McEachern. Another icing call upcoming. .336 to play here in the third period. McHenry and McNeil line up for the face-off. Down low, McHenry. Tries to walk out. Still with it now. Shot. Big save there by Abby Jessam as Wilkie just walks on it. But Jessam able to get a blocker on it at the last second to punch it up and out of play. First dangerous opportunity for either team in quite some time. Austin can't step around Prince. Puck into the corner. Now it's jammed up against the wall. Try to get it free. It comes free, and the Lynx are able to get it out of the zone. Angioni dumps it in behind the net. Lynx give chase. Gabriel keeps that in, but now Wilkie picks it up for the Caps. Tries to throw it around. Vickers steps in off the line and throws it right back down low. Lynx on it, throwing it out front, but it's broken up there. Here comes Jodry. She'll fan on the shot. Into the corner it goes. Now Vickers winds it up. Gets over the red line, now over the blue line. Jade Vickers stops up, throws it out front, tries to find Lawan off her skate into the corner. Lynx still with it. Another shot, but it hits a Caps player on the way to the net and won't make it there. Back and forth these teams go. Punched up the ice. Here's Brown. She'll chip it in. Morrell bobbles it at the line, and here's Driscoll. One-on-one against McGinnis. Ella Driscoll pushed into the corner. Now she finds her way in behind the net. Thrown out front. Deflected away by the Lynx defenders. LaPierre skates over the zone. Active stick there from Morrell. Knocks it off her stick. Now McEachern. She'll grab it in stride, gets to the blue line, tries to dump it in, hits a stanchion, takes a funny hop right onto the stick of Dowling. She'll throw that on net, and Jessam will fall on top of that. Coming down to a minute left in the third. Now we are definitely into next goal wins territory. Top Leslie. Down for Dowling. She'll throw it right down behind the net now. In behind the net. Trying to jam it out there was Ashbridge. Pressure here mounting from the Caps. Pushed out. 39 seconds now to go in the period. Gabriel. Up the boards. Hops over Austin's stick. Vickers picks it up. Her lead pass broken up there by Wilkie. Now we're down to 20. Asbridge comes in. She's got some space. That one takes a funny hop off the Lynx defender, but Abby Jessom finds it, and she'll take the face off. 13 seconds to go in this one. Crucial draw coming up here for the Lynx. It's deep in their zone. Carly Beaton in to take it now against Avery McNeil. And the Lynx will control the face-off. Lawand. She's watched closely by a couple Caps players, as now they try to kill the clock, and they will. "60 minutes, not enough for these two teams. Why not play a little bit of overtime on a Sunday afternoon in Member 2? Refs will talk it out here. Caps sent out their 3 players. They want to start the overtime, so it'll be a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. Caps sending out Ella Driscoll, Carly Beaton, Josie Leslie. The Lynx will counter with Jade Vickers, Rylan Gabriel, and Cassie Cremo. Lynx control. Here's Vickers. Walks over the line, stopped at the line there by Leslie. And a penalty coming up to Josie Leslie. Interference will be the call. Caps coach not entirely on board with that call. 4-on-3. The Cape Breton Lynx with a chance here. They control off the draw. Gabriel sets it up. Her shot blocked there by Beaton. Gabriel keeps it in at the line. Cremo. Her shot turned aside by Holland. Now Vickers has some time, finds Gabriel. Over for Angioni. Her shot just tipped a little bit wide there. Gabriel for Angioni. Angioni loses the handle on it, but it ends up back on the stick of Gabriel. Now Vickers takes a shot. That turned aside by Holland. Up top again for Gabriel. Down for Vickers, over for Angioni. On her off wing, so she has to turn back. Gabriel will try again for Angioni. Now with a little bit more space, Caps able to clear the zone. 57 seconds now in the power play. Caps on a line change. Angioni enters the zone and pulls up. Back for Gabriel. Over for Vickers. Over for Angioni. Her shot. Rebound for Vickers. Her shot. Another save there by Holland. Caps clear the zone. Right down on to Jessom. She will cover up. 31 seconds left in the Lynx power play. Face off deep in Cape Breton zone. And the Lynx will win the draw. McGinnis skates it through the neutral zone. Enters into the Caps zone. Twirls around the net. Austin. 10 seconds now to go in the power play. Back for McGinnis. Her shot. That ricochets down and out. Caps kill off the penalty. Team's back to even strength. Play 4-on-4 until our next stoppage in play. We can go back to 3-on-3, but chance right there. No arms go up. Caps coach not a fan of that missed call. Now Prince. Up top shot. That one just wide. Now Brown. Watched closely there by Jodry. Causes a turnover for Prince. Hits a skate out of the zone. 2 minutes to play here in overtime. Wilkie backtracks. Watched very closely there by Brown. Caps will regroup. Here's Kearney. Her shot. Save Jessom. Aggressive forecheck here from Kearney, trying to cause a turnover, and they do right there. Ashbridge throws it out front, but it's off the skate of Rylan Gabriel and out of harm's way. Vickers surveys the situation. Now she'll find McGinnis coming off the bench. Her shot hits a shin pad. Rimmed around. Cremo first one on it, up top for Morrell. Morrell has it poked off her stick. Here's Ashbridge on a breakaway. Ashbridge one-on-one with Jessom. Jessom steers her down and patiently outwaits Beatrice Ashbridge. And we will continue to play here in extra time. Little over a minute to go here in the extra frame. Back to 3-on-3 hockey.
1 minute remaining in overtime.
McHenry steps around her man. Now Gabriel has a step. She's tracked down by Dowling. And Dowling able to impede that progress. Back into the zone it goes now. Vickers. She's got a burst of speed, but a good stick there by McHenry, able to knock it off her stick. Cremo, good back check on Dowling. Her shot turned aside by Holland. 24 seconds left in the extra frame. Here comes Dowling. She's able to knock it in deep, but she'll need a change. McGinnis. One more chance for either team. Austin. 2 seconds now, and that will do it. "65 minutes was not enough time." Off to a shootout we go. Three-person shootout. We told you it would be two very evenly matched teams here this weekend. We saw it last night. Again, Greenfoot Capitals coming away with a 3-2 victory after a hard-fought battle between these two teams last night. And oh boy, We were served up another good one here this morning. Cape Breton Lynx up at 1 point, 2-0. Before the Greenfoot Capitals stormed back to take a 3-2 lead. Before the Cape Breton Lynx, tied the game late in the third. And here we are, Ella Driscoll for the Caps. Picks it up at center ice. Hits a burst of speed now, and big save, Abby Jessam. Driscoll thought she had waited her out, and then at the very last second, Jessam kicks out the toe for the big save. Lynx first shooter, Cassie Cremo. She'll pick it up. Enter the zone. Coming down the left side, her shot up. And over the crossbar of Holland. Jessica Parsons next up here for the Greenfoot Capitals. Parsons weaves her way in. Head up on Jessam. Shot save, Jessam. Abby Jessam once again taking away the bottom of the net. Now Rylan Gabriel next up here for the Lynx. Gabriel starts her route in towards the net. Head up all the way, loses the handle on it, Holland. Even on a bobbling puck, Holland, good concentration there, able to kick it aside. Now, Catherine Wilkie, the third shooter here for the Caps. Wilkie, straight route in, her shot up and over the crossbar. Elise Angioni, next shooter up for the Lynx. Angioni, burst of speed, wobbling puck, shot, and it's underneath Holland. So we will keep going. Chloe Jodry over the blue line. Comes in on Jessam, loses the handle on it. And Abby Jessam shuts the door once again. Jade Vickers next up here for the Lynx. Vickers moves in. Her shot goes just wide of the goal. And we will keep on going. Aislinn Kearney next up for the Caps. She'll come in on Jessam. Kearney shot, Jessam. Once again doing a great job taking away the bottom of the net. So we'll go to another round. Layla Austin next up here for the Lynx. Austin, serpentine route coming in here on Holland. Austin runs out of real estate, and Holland with a little poke check able to shut that down. Charlotte O'Dane next up here for the Caps. She'll come in on Jessam, elects to shoot. Jessam Top of the blue paint, square to the shooter. O'Dane not much to shoot at. Lynx now possibly asking the officials when can they start maybe reusing some players. As you can do that in IIHF rules, and it looks like there's an agreement in place because Cassie Cremo will come out and try again. Cremo comes on in on Holland. Her shot. Holland waits her out, takes away the bottom of the net. Cremo not able to get it up and over the pad. Zara Prince next up here for the Caps. She'll come in on Jessam, and Jessam once again very aggressive out to the top of that blue paint. Prince not able to get it up and over the glove. And Gioni, she'll come out for her second attempt on the shootout. And Gioni comes in, shot, Holland save. Let's go another round. I'll be honest, folks, I've lost count at how many rounds we're at now. Eleanor McHenry next up here for the Caps. She'll walk in on Jessam. Jessam kicks it aside. Jessam just does enough to wait her out. So Rylan Gabriel. Now the coaches are chatting with each other. And they're trying to, I think the conversation is around when you can start to reuse shooters, because the Lynx have now sent out a couple of shooters a second time. We have not seen the Caps use a shooter twice yet. Still a little bit more confusion here as Rylan Gabriel. Actually, they're going to switch up shooters now. Now it's going to be Julia Brown. Julia Brown in, shot, save, Holland. Carly Beaton. Next shooter up here for the Caps. Beaton in on Jessam. Jessam waits her out with another big save. Isabelle Parouche next up for the Lynx. Her first attempt in the shootout. Parouche walks in on Holland, loses the handle. Holland slides across to make the easy save. Ella Driscoll coming out for her second attempt now. She got the party started here in the shootout. Now she'll try to end it. Driscoll. Shot, scores! Up and over the glove of Ella Driscoll, of Abby Jessam. Ella Driscoll with the shootout goal now. Lynx have to score to keep this alive. Now once again confirm with the officials of who they can send out. Another lengthy discussion here between the ref and the coach. Crowd here getting a little restless, looking for the next Cape Breton Lynx shooter to come out. And Jade Vickers will get the tap on the shoulder. Vickers to extend the shootout. Misses the net, and the Greenfoot Capitals will take it in a lengthy shootout win here in Membertou. We thought these two teams were evenly matched, and boy, oh boy, did they show it. It was on display this weekend. Great effort from both teams. As again, big, massive shootout victory for the Greenfoot Capitals. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Again, High Button Sports, we've got you covered all season long across all the leagues here in Nova Scotia. We will see you next time.